Hey, everybody. There's been a handful of you that have been emailing me asking me what exactly a theme is. And so I am going to try to explain it to you in the most simple sense, and then we'll expand out to what a literary theme kind of is. So, in the most simple sense, think of a theme as like an amusement park. They're technically theme parks, right? And the reason why they're called theme parks is because they have certain like zones where you have reoccurring elements that keep on reminding you what that particular area's theme is. So you could have like Superhero City, where the rides are named after superheroes. The restaurants are kind of designed with a superhero spin on it. They sell superhero merchandise. So that's superhero land, right? Or superhero city. And then you can go over like 20 feet and walk through like a little like grass thing, and all of a sudden you're in Frontierland, where you got like a pioneer guy with a hat and a pickaxe. You have the minecart ride. You could buy like rocks and whatnot to really help reinforce these small that help reinforce that, oh, this is the Western theme or the frontier theme. And the same thing could be like with America Land, where you have like the Eagle Ride and you have like red, white, and blue all over the place. That's what a theme kind of is. It's just reoccurring elements that keep showing up over and over and over again. Now, in literature, it's not as simple as that. It's a little bit more complex, but the basic element is the same. There are certain things that keep on showing up over and over, certain ideas that are being explored that show up over and over and over again. These reoccurring elements, these reoccurring ideas is what the theme is. So, I'm going to talk to y'all about some children's books to help you kind of hopefully click it together. So like with my son, we have a lot of going to bed books. So those are the themes of the books. Is going to bed is the theme of the book. But each book kind of explores that theme a little bit differently. So you have the genre of going to bed books where the theme kind of focuses on, the theme is going to bed, but they focus on the routine before you go to bed. We brush our teeth, we get dressed, we say goodnight to everybody, we read a story, we go to bed. That's kind of the reoccurring elements. And so what those stories are trying to highlight is the importance of having a routine when you go to bed. There's another element of these going to bed books that are essentially, you say goodnight to everybody. So you say goodnight to all the animals. Good night, cow. Good night, hippopotamus. Good night, mom and dad. All that stuff. Now that everybody else is asleep, you might as well sleep. That's kind of the occurrence. That's kind of the theme that going to bed book tries to establish, is that, oh, everybody else is asleep, so you might as well sleep. That's kind of the idea that they're trying to develop, they're trying to explore through those stories. So what I'm going to do for y'all is I'm going to read you a children's story. Yes, we're going to read Oh, the Things You Can Think by Dr. Seuss. Now, I would love to be able to show you the pictures in here, but I'm trying to avoid us violating copyright. I think I might be violating copyright by just reading the words, but education, for education's sake, will power on. So, Oh, the Things You Can Think, the kind of one word theme, if you were to sum it up, would be, of course, thinking. But that's not what Dr. Seuss is trying to tell us. Dr. Seuss is trying to make us think about thinking in a certain way. He's trying to talk about thinking in a certain way. There's a moral to the story, and that's essentially what theme is just what's the moral of the story? What is the author trying to tell us? What are they trying to teach us? They're not just telling us a story. They're trying to show us how this story relates to a bigger picture, a bigger idea. Like I said before, whenever we read to build meaning. So what I mean by that is we're just trying to read to find out what's the idea. And like I said, in more complex literature, not just like Dr. Seuss can be surprisingly complex, but in like something beyond a children's book, multiple themes can be explored. And even in the works that I have y'all reading right now, multiple themes can be explored. But I'm just wanting you to take kind of one main one that keeps bubbling up. All right. So let's figure out what the theme of Oh, the Things You Can Think is. Yes, thinking is the theme, but what is Dr. Seuss trying to tell us about thinking? That's what I'm wanting y'all to figure out. Oh, the Things You Can Think by Dr. Seuss. You can think about red, you can think about pink, you can think of a horse. Oh, the things you can think. Here, I'll describe the picture for you to help with the copyright thing. There's like this like goat antler thingy with like floppy ears that is running through a candy cane forest with a pink floor. So there you go. Oh, the things you can think up if you only try. If you try, you can think up a guff going by. So guff is like this fuzzy ball thing that has like a long tail with tiny fuzzy ball things on it. And behind him is a guy in a crazy cool hat and a robe carrying the tail. You don't have to stop. You can think of the slop, beautiful slop with a cherry on top. So a schlop is like a dessert thing, I'm guessing, because it looks like ice cream with a cherry on top and whipped cream and whatnot. It's in a bowl. It has like pickles, surprisingly, and it looks like a bundt cake with cherries on top of that. And there also is 2 milkshakes, and it's very precariously balanced by this waiter with a beak who is about to serve it to 2 people to what's it's underneath the umbrella. You can think about a night in Nanut. The birds are asleep and the 3 moons are up. So of course, like it looks like a desert. There are birds sleeping, but these birds have crazy like hair things, and there's 3 moons up, of course. You can think about a day in Dadak. The water is blue, or you can think about a day in Dadak. The water is blue and the birds are awake. So it's like this weird island that has like lakes inside of lakes inside of lakes. And then of course there's like birds and whatnot. Think, oh, wonder and think and wonder and think, how much water can 55 elephants drink? And of course there's like 55 elephants like trying to drink out of a fountain. You can wonder how long is the tail of a zog? So there's this thing that's kind of hiding. He looks kind of shy, and he has a super long tail that kind of goes like wiggity woggity through all these mushrooms all the way to the other side of the page. In fact, this one is such a great picture that I'll just show you. See, that's a zog. See the zog? Crazy. Think of light, think of bright, think of the stairs in the night. And so there's a staircase and it's dark. Think up a ship, think up a long trip, go visit the Viper of Vip. And so the Viper of Vip is this dude who looks like he's a emperor kind of, and he sits over like, I guess it looks like King's Landing. If you know Game of Thrones, it's like a bay thing that they're coming into for a port. Think left, think right, oh, think low, think high. Oh, the things you can think if you only try. And this time it's just a bunch of the think things kind of going around in a circle. So thinking was kind of like the one-word theme of that entire book. But what Dr. Seuss is trying to tell us there, of course, is just you could think of anything. The first step is you just have to try to think. So, and that's kind of what I'm wanting you all to do. Like, I noticed in some of your other work that y'all just copied off of a classmate or copied off the internet. And that's not what I want. I want you to think. So yes, I'm just looking for you to think. I want your ideas. I want your thoughts and whatnot, what you think this story is trying to tell us, because you are a strong, independent woman and you know how, and you can do this. So I just want to see you show your thinking. So much like Dr. Seuss, who in the moral of the story is, you can think up anything if you only try. That's what I want you to do with theme. Because it's up to you. Like it's similar to, once again, to the reader response approach, where you, the reader, are different from every other reader. Your reading situation is different from every other reading situation. The text remains the same. What you get out of a text can be different from what other people get out of the text, because you're not the same as everybody else. So that's what I'm wanting you to do, is tell me your thoughts and have evidence that back up your thoughts about what the idea the story is trying to tell us. And that's what you're doing for this week's assignment. I hope this video helped you understand theme a little bit better. If not, email me and we'll talk about it later. All right, so this has been Mr. Davidson Explains Theme, and I hope you enjoyed the show.